This time around we'll use the blend technique to create a custom gradient with a little bit of texture in it, and we're going to make the gradient from a number of different shapes. So we've till now been just blending between two different shapes, but we can actually have a series of shapes and have blends between all of those. I'm going to start off by creating a set of, zoom in a little bit, a set of rectangles stacked on top of each other and all coloured differently. I think we'll, as usual, start with a kind of a pink colour and maybe stack that together there, move to a more of a orange and kind of tend it towards yellow. So something like that. So we can select all of those objects and go up to Object, Blend, and make blend out of those. And that's really good for making more complicated gradients with multiple colours in them. And it works on the order, it blends on the order with which the items are stacked. So just be aware of that. In this case, I've got orange right at the back and yellow at the front. So there's a kind of a seamless gradient between these four objects. So I can move that around a little bit and adjust it. To add a little bit of texture in there, I'm thinking about distorting the objects that we're using in the blend. So if we go up to the Effect tab and Distort and Transform, consider using Roughen to just roughen up that blend. And we're kind of starting to see a little bit of texture in there. So this would be good for, I don't know, making atmospheric backgrounds, foliage or grass or something like that, or maybe fabric. Sort of tending towards fire here in this example with these hot kind of colours. So we can adjust our size of the roughen to really increase that textured effect. Maybe pull it down a little bit so that it's a little bit more detailed. Smoothen it off potentially. I'm gonna actually bring it down a lot more and make it a lot more kind of subtle. Sort of feel like it could almost be the texture of paper or something like that, something a little bit more subtle. So that looks kind of good. That's a texture combined with a custom gradient effect. I'm going to click OK. Not so keen on these rough kind of edges, but I reckon if you combine this with a compound path, you can kind of clean up those edges a little bit. So I'm going to grab a rectangle and kind of over the top of, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Over the top of this, draw a rectangle, maybe adjust it a little bit. Select both of those items, and if I hit Command 7 on the keyboard, Option Clipping Mask Make, we'll make a clipping mask, and we can kind of hide all of those grungy kind of edges and clean up that effect a little bit more. So that's making a custom gradient with a number of colours, shapes, and viewing it with a little bit of texture.